My name is Jonathan Godinez. I am 29, Mexican-American, interdisciplinary artist, maker, creator. I do a little bit of everything, honestly, and more. Every day I would try to learn something new, and now I'm very interested in 3D scanning, but maybe tomorrow I'll be interested in something else. Coming to Norco College was one of those things where it was very nerve-wracking, but then after the first week, it just felt like it was the right move. It was very easygoing. It was super calm. The workflow was like not as intensive as I thought it would, and from there on, I just kind of took as many classes as I could, including art. I mean, half of my units were art units. What really excites me about this exhibit is the fact that a lot of these works were part of different series or a different mindset at the time, and most of the work here was made within the last 2 years, but definitely at different time periods and at different mindsets. But what really excites me is having it all together and feeling like a very cohesive thought altogether. And that's something that I didn't really know at the time, but having it here all together really creates this sense of unity. In terms of my career, I think that's something that I want to share with others. I really want to share this power of making, this concept of the infinite potential of materials. Or you can be an artist that just paints with oil, or you can be an artist that finds something on the street that really takes their interest and then turns something like beautiful from that, or create something that you weren't really expecting to, but just because your insides are telling you like you should turn that into a sculpture or into a painting or into a photograph. Just kind of having that mindset of there's an infinite potential of creativity and creating. So a lot of the work here is made with construction materials that you would find at Lowe's or Home Depot, and that's really speaking to my upbringing with construction. My dad is a concrete sculptor and he works in construction, so growing up with those materials, they just kind of come to me as like second nature. For any student wanting to be in the arts, my advice would be to find like-minded people who are really into art, who you can talk to, who you can go to shows with, because that's going to keep you on your toes. That's going to be that friendly competition that really pushes you to make the best work that you can, to make the most sincere and honest work, because those people will know who you are and will kind of check up on you and tell you if you're staying true to yourself or if you're just making something cool. But coming back to Norco College as an exhibiting artist, it feels very weird, but it feels also very familiar. It feels like something that, not that it was meant to happen, but also having the work here just feels right. Like I'm so familiar with the space, and I think that a lot of the work fits so well in like the flow of where things are in terms of the context. It's almost like I subconsciously made it thinking about the space. So it's almost like a dream come true for me. And, it also means a lot because I can share kind of like my journey with other students. I think showing them the possibilities, because, 6 years ago when I was here, I didn't know what was out there. All I knew was, paint and graphite and charcoal. That was about it. So going out and really exploring the possibilities with woodworking, with sculpture, casting, stencil making, spray paint, there's an infinite amount of materials. But coming here and showing those students and having them ask me like, how was that made? Or like, what are those materials? Or, and just kind of sharing that experience with them, it has been, priceless.